the time has come for another versus battle. And if you've seen the video for the upcoming versus battle, you actually know who's gonna be fighting. And it's gonna be a really iconic versus battle. And I think the most exciting one I've done so far, really. The battle will be against the great old one, Cthulhu, versus the king of the monsters, Godzilla. Now, before you think it does actually say that Cthulhu is a great old one, so he is not a god. And in this battle, we're going to be using the 2014 version of Godzilla, which is the biggest and the strongest version of him, which his height is 385 feet tall. That will be the battle size for both of the combatants in this battle. Now that I got that out of the way, I think that we should start this battle, shall we? Starting off with Cthulhu. Cthulhu is a great old one of great power that lies in a death-like slumber beneath the Pacific Ocean in a sunken city of Arié. He has been called many things: the Great Dreamer, the Sleeper of Arié, the Slumbering One. Cthulhu looks like a dragon mixed with an octopus. Being the Great Dreamer, Cthulhu ended up having the ability of speaking to other people telepathically, where that he's able to manipulate other people's minds. With this, he's able to create the cult of Cthulhu, where the people end up worshiping him and also giving live sacrifices to the great Cthulhu. But yet, Cthulhu was not always in the sunken city of Arié. He was the son of Nug, the grandparents of Yog-Sothoth and Shub-Niggurath. And his great-great-grandfather is Azathoth himself. At some point, he traveled to the binary star of Zoth, where he mated and produced his own offspring, named Kentenethoa, Ethoktha, and Zothamog. The Cthulhu and his children end up traveling to Saturn, followed by Earth, where they end up finding the star spawn of Cthulhu, where they're able to shapeshift. The aliens worship Cthulhu and end up changing their form to look similar to him. After that, they landed on a continent in the Pacific Ocean on Earth. The aliens end up building the great city of Arié for the great old one himself. But also, upon their arrival, they met with immediate resistance from another species called the Elder Things that have lived on Earth for a millennia. They end up battling, but then it seemed like their powers were so equal that they end up making a truce, and the planet was shared for a time being. Cthulhu and his children was able to enjoy the freedom of the Earth. Around this time, this is when Cthulhu ended up going into a hibernation slumber within the city of Arié. Disaster struck the city of Arié and ended up traveling down into the depths of the Pacific Ocean, where Cthulhu and his family was trapped and was forced to wait until the city ended up rising again in order to reign supreme over the earth. Cthulhu is immensely powerful. He has superhuman strength, not invulnerability. He's able to fly, causes madness to other people. He does have a regenerating factor, but yet it also is limited too. All I can say is that if Cthulhu ever did rise again permanently for the Pacific Ocean, that the world is doomed. This shall lead me into his opponent, Godzilla. Godzilla is the king of all monsters. He was once a dinosaur known as the Godzillasaurus, who somehow survived the extinction of the dinosaurs and dwelled on the Lagoon Island, where he did once save a Japanese platoon in World War II in 1944. 10 years later, after the death of the creature, the H-bomb testing started to increase. When the H-bomb hit Lagoon Island, the dinosaur mutated into the creature known as Godzilla. It became far larger, stronger, and more powerful. Godzilla is massively strong. He was able to lift and throw Kaiser Ghidorah His arch rival that weighed 100,000 tons. That is just insane. Godzilla's durability is great. He's able to survive falling into a volcano. He tanked a meteorite that was falling to Earth. It fell on, but yet there wasn't no scratch at all on him. He fought against the Hydra and Zeus at the same time and tore into them. He survived a literal black hole. In Godzilla Final Wars, he was able to defeat 10 monsters in a row. That is back-to-back-to-back fights. That is just incredible. And also in that movie, he was able to take on Rodan, Anguillus, and King Caesar at the same time. He was able to also be able to defeat the immortal Violente, which had the soul of a human girl, Godzilla's DNA, and also a plant, which is way bigger in size than Godzilla himself. He managed to even defeat Destroya, which was said to be twice Godzilla's size. Now getting into Godzilla's powers and abilities more. Godzilla is able to breathe underwater, and no, he's not a snork. His incredible durability, which I just got done talking about. He's able to turn himself into a magnet by generating kinetic energy. If something ends up grappling Godzilla, he's able to use a nuclear repulse in order to blast the monster off of him. He's able to regenerate from just about any type of damages. And of course, his massive one is his atomic breath. In some movies, they had to where that Godzilla's atomic breath got even stronger. There's a standard atomic breath, but then it turned into a spiral atomic breath, and his most powerful atomic breath is super atomic breath. Just 3 times stronger than the normal atomic breath. He had this when he was burning Godzilla, where his skin burned hotter than magma, and was able to unleash waves of radioactive power to strike down anything in a 400-meter radius. With all those feats and powers at his disposal, no wonder why Godzilla is considered to be the king of all monsters. Now that that's all been said, who's going to be winning in this epic and intense battle? I'll be narrating how this battle is going to be going down. Now, let's begin. Godzilla was swimming near the Pacific Ocean when some submarines started firing missiles and everything at Godzilla. A few of the missiles ended up missing Godzilla and then ended up hitting the sunken city of Uriye, destroying parts of the city, and that's when the Great Dreamer awakens. Cthulhu comes out of his great city and ends up grabbing the submarines and just crushes them. Then Godzilla sees Cthulhu, and Cthulhu sees Godzilla. The two great monsters charge each other. Cthulhu delivers a haymaker to Godzilla and knocking him back. Cthulhu ends up charging at Godzilla, and then he ends up hitting Godzilla with a few more haymakers. Godzilla was able to land a few shots in on Cthulhu, but yet with little effect. Both of them start swimming in the water, and while they're swimming, they're also punching each other. Godzilla spins around and ends up smacking Cthulhu across the face with his giant-sized tail. But yeah, that hardly did anything to the Great Old One. The battle started taking to the surface, and they battle all the way to the city. Cthulhu attempts to slash him with his claws. Godzilla then grabs him, and then ends up tossing Cthulhu and slamming him down into the ground. Godzilla tries to give him another tail whip, then Cthulhu ends up grabbing his tail, tosses Godzilla into a couple of buildings, smashing him down and down and down to the ground. Cthulhu then pushes a couple of buildings down on top of Godzilla, attempting to bury him. Godzilla then shoots his atomic breath, destroying the buildings, and then he shoots his atomic breath straight at Cthulhu. It knocked him back, but it didn't seem like it really affected him as much. Godzilla then gets up. Cthulhu uses his wings and starts to fly at Godzilla. Godzilla charges him. Then he uses his tail to glide on while Cthulhu's flying right at him. He ends up giving Cthulhu a double drop kick to Cthulhu's face, dropping him down and ends up stunning him a little. Godzilla then uses his atomic breath to just try to incinerate Cthulhu, then it has really still no effect really as much. Cthulhu seems more and more angry. He flies, grabbing Godzilla by the neck, slamming him through a couple of buildings, flies him straight up, and then nose-diving Godzilla down into the ground. Picks Godzilla up and bear hugs him. Then Cthulhu's tentacles are starting to wrap around Godzilla's head. At that moment, Godzilla uses his nuclear repulse and manages to knock back Cthulhu and knock him down. The battle then continued by a mountainside. Godzilla and Cthulhu keep on giving each other haymaker after haymaker. Godzilla then uses his spiral atomic breath, blasting Cthulhu back and damaging him a little bit. Then Cthulhu powers through that. The battle goes on for a while. Cthulhu sees a volcano and thinks if he can throw Godzilla into that volcano, he would be able to win this battle. Cthulhu flies and spears Godzilla, lifting him up, and ends up throwing Godzilla down into that volcano. Godzilla falls down, 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 down into the volcano and molten lava. It is finally over. Cthulhu ends up hearing all that noise from Godzilla. Sees Godzilla emerging from the volcano. He has molten lava all over his body. Cthulhu then charges at Godzilla. Godzilla uses his super atomic blast and completely destroying one of Cthulhu's wings. Cthulhu still charges at him and ends up punching him and sees that his arm is like burning, but yeah, he doesn't care. He just still powers through and punches at Godzilla more and more. Godzilla's molten body starts to burn a little way at Cthulhu. But Cthulhu doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's burning or anything. He just wants to take this monster down. Godzilla then shoots his super atomic breath again. It ends up destroying Cthulhu's left leg and also cauterized the wound so that it wouldn't regenerate. Then Godzilla ends up actually seeing Cthulhu down. Cthulhu looks up at Godzilla. Then he ends up shooting his super atomic breath and ends up blowing away Cthulhu's head. And shoots his atomic breath all over his body, just disintegrating Cthulhu altogether. Godzilla lets out a huge roar. And with that, I could declare Godzilla the king of all monsters, the victor in this battle. This was a really tough call because I really like both of these monsters and I think they're actually pretty interesting, but yet I gotta actually go with Godzilla because he has more battle experience and he has taken on multiple enemies at the same time, and also he's taken on monsters that were way stronger than him, and he's able to take on an immortal also and still win. And with all those things at his disposal, I don't actually think that in the end Cthulhu, the Great Sleeper, would finally rest in peace. But I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on this battle though. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Leave that in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this to come. If you'd like to tweet at me another versus battle, I'll leave my Twitter down in the descriptions down below. And with that, I'm dropping the mic.